Hi everyone. In today's video lecture, we will learn about the different operations which can be performed on matrices. So first of all, to revise with what is a matrix. A matrix is nothing but a two-dimensional array. Okay. So two-dimensional arrays can be used to perform matrix operations like say addition, subtractions, multiplications, transpose and so on. Alright, so all you have to do is take the number of rows, take the number of columns of the matrix and then ask for the elements and perform the necessary operations on that matrix. Okay, so we will see some examples. So first kind of operation what you could do using a two-dimensional array would be adding the diagonal elements of a matrix. So as you see on the left hand side example, 2, 8 and 15 are the diagonal elements. So you can perform the sum of the diagonal elements and 2 plus 8 plus 15 will give me a result of 25. So this is one operation which can be performed, matrix operation. Similarly, if you want to add the other diagonal, so the alternate diagonal, in the right hand side you can see the example 7, 8 and 5, the sum is 20. So this is one operation which can be easily performed with a two-dimensional array. So what else can be performed? Like say addition of the upper triangle elements of a matrix in this manner, what you can see on the left hand side on the screen, or another would be lower triangle, what you can see on the right hand side. So addition of the elements on the upper triangle or lower triangle. Alright, so you can perform this kind of additions also, and it's very simple using a two-dimensional array. The next thing you can perform is addition of two different matrices. So there is a suppose say matrix A and a matrix B. You can add matrix A and B to get a third output matrix, say matrix C. Okay, and how can you do this? Same, by using a two-dimensional array. Alright, so in today's class we will see how to perform matrix additions. Okay, now as you see on the screen, there are two matrices which you have to add. One is matrix A. You have to know the number of rows and columns of that matrix, and the matrix with which you want to add should have the same number of rows and columns. That is one prerequisite for addition of matrix, that the number of rows of the first matrix should be equal to the number of rows of the second matrix. Similarly, the number of columns of the first matrix should be equal to the number of columns of the second matrix. So this is one prerequisite when it comes to addition of matrices. Alright, the formula I have placed over here on the screen as you see. Suppose say C is the output matrix where you will store the sum, and A is the first matrix and B is the second matrix. This is the equation, or this is the formula how you would do it in a C program. So C of ij equals A of ij plus B of ij, where I and j are nothing but the rows and columns respectively. Alright, so let us go ahead directly to the program. Let us write a C program how to perform this matrix addition. What I will do is I will show you all or demonstrate it in a compiler so that you have a better idea. So first line will be the header file. After that the main function. Now inside the main function you have to declare all the arrays, the 2D arrays or the matrix which you require. So we actually require three matrices. One is that A, suppose, second one say suppose is B, and the third one suppose say is C, which becomes your output matrix, as in the C matrix would have your sum. Okay, sum of A and B. So let's use the same variables A, B and C. So let us declare A which is a two-dimensional array of the type integer. Let's say declare B. I will give fixed number of rows and columns while declaring, as in I'll give roughly like 20. I can give 50 also if you actually plan to have those many number of rows and columns, but I'll give a max of 20. 20 is more than enough to perform this operation. Next would be the output matrix, which is matrix C. Alright, so next would be, I would want to store the number of rows and columns. So say the variable used for rows would be say R, and say the variable used for columns would be C. Okay, after this what I would need is to take input from the user. So let's put a printf statement saying enter the number of rows and columns. Let us put the new line character so that the output statement appears on a new screen, on new line, sorry. Then comes the input taking statement, which is the scanf statement. Ampersand R for rows. So first rows will be taken as an input, and then let's take the input of columns, which is represented by the variable C. Alright, %d represents integer variables. So the user will enter the number of rows and columns. After this, you need to take the input of the first matrix element from the user. Okay, now if you see, I am not separately asking the number of rows and columns for the first matrix and the second matrix. The reason is that by default the prerequisite rather would be that both the matrix should have same number of rows and same number of columns. So just ask once from the user to enter the input. Okay, so next statement would be to enter the elements of the first matrix. So in my example, the first matrix was matrix A. I have named it as matrix A. Alright, so this is the printf statement. Now, as we know, to take input in a matrix, which is actually a two-dimensional array in C program, we need to write for loops. There are two for loops which we have to write. One is the outer for loop. So let's use a variable I for the outer for loop, and let's use a variable j for the inner for loop. So this is the for loop statement, I plus plus. Now as I am using the variables I and j, I need to declare them. So let us declare them in this line, I and j over here, or I can also declare them in the for loop. Okay, choice is yours. Let's open the for loop. Now inside the outer for loop there has to be a inner for loop. So inner for loop will be the j for loop. So j is equal to 0, j less than the number of columns, which is c, and j plus plus. So c is the number of columns and r is the number of rows. So inside it we have to write the printf or the scanf statement. So let's put a printf statement so that the user knows which actually element to enter. Otherwise the user will not have an idea how to enter the elements. So what we'll put is enter element or you can something like write like this ways. This is up to you what you write. This is how I'm writing. I'm just writing the row and column so that the user knows which number to enter. So %d, because it is of the type integer, again %d, comma I, comma J. So this would give an idea for the user to know which element at which position to enter. So person B to take input from the user and comma separated, the ampersand, and in which matrix we want to take the input. So we have to take the input in the first matrix, which is A. So A of I, because I represents the rows, and then J represents columns. So this is how a scanf statement would be. So this is the way you would take input for the first matrix, which is matrix A. Similarly, you will take input for the second matrix. So what we'll do is we'll just copy paste the code instead of writing all over again. We'll copy paste, we'll make the necessary changes. This is for now matrix 2. You can keep the I and J for loop variables same. It does not really matter because they are just for loop variables. But you have to change the name of the matrix because they are two different matrices. So the second matrix is matrix B in our example. So we do this. We'll just execute the program and see if there are any problems or any issues. Alright, so here there's one conflicting type. Okay, I have named that wrongly. So what we'll do is we'll change the name of the output matrix over here, or two-dimensional array, as say sum. Okay, so we name it as sum. We'll run. I think there is some network issue because the program is taking long to compile. So in the meanwhile, what we'll do is we will just continue with the program. So next what we got to do is we have to add both A and B. Okay, so for addition again we have to write these same for loops. So these two for loops, and in these two for loops, inside the two for loops we will do the addition. So for addition the formula was, okay, now my output one is not C, my output is say S, or here also we can change it to S would be better. So S of I, which is the outer loop variable, and then J. I represents rows and J represents columns. So S of I, J equal to A of I and J. Similarly, where J and I are the number of columns and rows, and similarly you add up B. So this is the statement for addition of the two matrices A and B. So I will close the for loop, the outer for loop as well as the inner for loop. Now once it is done, you have to also display the output. It's not just about addition, you have to display the output. So for displaying the output, let's put a printf statement for printing what is there inside that S matrix, which is the output matrix. So %d, and let's use \t to leave some space, and C of I, sorry I make this mistake, it is now no more C, it is S of I and J. Okay, let's put one leave a line over here, new line character. The reason is that everything should be on a new row, like each row should be separated, otherwise everything will appear together. So \n. Okay, so this is how it looks like. Let's put one statement over here saying matrix after performing the addition operation. Okay, so this is how it would look like. Let us just scan through once and see if there's anything which we have missed out in the program. The 3 matrices, scanf statements to take the input of number of rows and columns. Here we take input of the first matrix element. Here we take input of the second matrix elements. And here we do the necessary addition operation. Alright. I'm running the program. As you see, the program has now executed. It is asking for the number of rows and columns. So let's keep the matrix size very small. Let's enter a 2 by 2 matrix. So 2 rows and 2 columns. So 2 rows and 2 columns. So enter the elements of matrix 1. Currently I am entering the element at 0, 0 position. So row 0 and column 0. So that would be, say, 1. Then say I am entering at 0, 1 position. So let me enter 23. Then say I am entering at 1, 0. Let's enter 45. Next say I am entering at 1, 1 position. So let me enter 3. Now next you are asked for the elements of matrix 2. So at 0, 0 position let me enter 7. At 0, 1 position say 4. At 1, 0 position say 5. And say at 1, 1 position I enter 2. Now this is my final matrix which I get after performing the addition operation. Alright. So you see, the first element was 1 of matrix 1 and of matrix 2 it was 7. So 1 plus 7 gives you an output of 8. The next element was 23 plus 14 gives you this values, and then it goes on. Okay, not 14, actually 4. So 23 plus 4 gives you 27. 45 plus 5 gives you 50. And then 3 plus 2 gives you 5. Okay, you can make the data more readable by putting or making certain changes. I will show you what changes I mean. First of all, this needs a new line character. Alright, I can put some kind of formatting. I'll show you. Something like this, which will make the data look more presentable. Also, while taking the input, you need to do or leave a space, rather space. Similarly over here, put a comma, because in the output there was no comma appearing, and put a colon. So accordingly the input will be taken. Let's run the program once again and see how the output occurs. Okay, so number of rows, again I entered 2 and 2 columns, so 2 by 2 matrix. So now you see that it is more readable and more presentable output. So let me enter small numbers right now for the addition. So this is my matrix 1. Okay, matrix 2, let me enter single digits itself so that it becomes easy for you all to calculate. Now as you see over here, so this is how the output is presented. So this 6 you get by adding 5 and 1. By adding 2 and 6 you get 8. Then by adding 3 and 7 you get 10. By adding 4 and 8 you get 12. So this is how matrix addition is performed. Similarly, you can do matrix subtraction also. You can subtract two matrices. Okay, all you have to do is, instead of using the plus sign, you have to use minus sign. So perform a subtraction on all the elements of the matrix. Okay, now for matrix subtraction also, the prerequisite is that both the matrices should have same number of rows and same number of columns. Okay, so you can try this program by yourself for matrix subtraction and see if you are getting the correct output. So this would be it for today's class.